Good morning, my dear friends. I am Thirumurugan from Department of Chemistry, Sri Vidya Mother Arts and Science College, Autonomous, South. Today we discuss about the topic Occult Molecular Orbital Theory. The learning outcome of this theory find the bioelectron energy and wave function for a three molecule. Understand the basis of molecular orbital diagram for bioelectron system. The occult molecular orbital theory. The theory is an approximate method which simplify variation method to treat planar conjugated hydrocarbons. This theory treats the bielectrons separately from sigma electrons. Properties of the conjugated molecule primarily determined by bielectrons. The consideration of a sigma bielectron separation in a multi-electron molecule in occult molecular orbital theory reduces the problem to study of only bielectrons. The occult molecular orbital calculations are carried out using variation method and linear combination of molecular orbital approximations. According to linear combination of atomic orbital approximations, the molecular orbital written as the product wave function is equal to summation. The I value is I is equal to 1 to n orbitals. Ci psi 2b z orbitals, whereas psi is the wave function of the atomic orbital of 2b z orbital of the carbon atom. 2b z orbital of the carbon atom. So occult molecular orbital theory approximates the bielectron function as a linear combination of atomic molecular orbitals. For a planar conjugated hydrocarbons, only the atomic orbitals of bisymmetry or the 2b biorbitals on carbon. In this model, we have consistently assumed the plane of the molecule as xy plane with the biorbital in the z-axis perpendicular to the molecular plane. So, right, then the molecular orbital wave function is equal to C1 psi value for 2b z orbital the first carbon atom, and C2 psi value for 2b z of the second carbon atom, and the approximate energy is given by EA is equal to integration pi star h cap pi d dou divided by integration pi star pi d dou. The Hamiltonian H cap incorporates the effect of interaction of bielectron with the rest of the molecule, like as nuclei, inner electron and sigma bonds, in an average way in occult molecular orbital method. The bielectrons are assumed to moving the potential generated with nuclei and sigma electrons of the molecule. The secular determinant obtained for two bielectron system can be written as H11 minus ES11, H12 minus ES12, and second row H21 minus ES21, H22 minus ES22. So this is secular determinant n into n matrix. In case the ethylene system containing two carbon atom, we write the 2 column and 2 row secular matrix, right? In order to solve the secular determinant for a bielectron system, occult treated as HII, HJJ, SIJ, SJJ. So integral as parameters that can be evaluated empirically by fitting the theory to experimental results. So Hij equal to the integral parameters of integration to b zi h cap psi to b zj t2. This Hj equal to alpha. The both I and j values are equal. That is Coulomb integral alpha, and both I and j values are different. That is resonance integral values. The s values Sij, integration to b z orbital and integration psi to b z psi star to b z d2 orbitals. Both the s values are identical or j values are identical. That is overlap integral. In case both I and j values are different, equal to integral overlap integral value is 0. So taking into account the assumption of occult molecular orbital theory, the secular determinant reduced to alpha minus E beta matrix, first row alpha minus E beta, second row beta alpha minus E equal to 0. This in this manner occult determinant can be generated for n by electron system. The expansion of n into n occult determinant yield a polynomial equations that has an n real root for n by electron system, leading to n energy level and n molecular orbitals. The energy of any eighth molecular orbital is given by E is equal to alpha plus xa beta, where xa or xi is the eighth root of polynomial equations. In case the xa value is negative root of polynomial equations, if explain the bonding molecular orbital. In case the root value of x is in a positive value for antibonding molecular orbital, and xi value is equal to 0, indicated as that is non-bonding molecular orbital. First, the occult molecular orbital theory applied to ethylene system, that this is two carbon atom system. We consider the case of ethylene C2H4 or CH2 double bond CH2. This molecule containing two carbon atoms. So we write the secular determinant. Into two column and two row system. So first we write the combination of secular determinant obtained for ethylene molecule in the form of the molecular orbital wave function psi is equal to C1 psi 2b z1 and C2 psi 2b z2 orbitals. So the secular matrix H11 minus ES1 and H12 minus ES12, and second row H21 minus ES21 and H22 minus ES22 is equal to 0. So taking into account the assumption of molecular orbital theory, the secular determinant transform into occult determinant as H11 or H22 is equal to alpha, H12 or H21 is equal to beta, S11 or S22 is equal to 1, and S12 or S21 is equal to 0, right? Then the taking into account of the assumption of occult molecular orbital theory, the secular determinant transformation will be equal to alpha 1 minus E and beta 2 and beta 2 1 into alpha minus 2 n into n matrix form. There is 2 into 2 matrix form. We write x minus x1 and 1x matrix, x1 and 1x matrix like as alpha minus E beta, and beta into alpha minus E is equal to 0. So we write this equation divided by beta value, or the alpha minus E divided by beta equal to lambda, or beta by beta is equal to 1. So we write the very simple form of matrix. Reduced occult determinant as lambda, first 2 into 2 column and 2 into 2 matrix, lambda 1 and 1 into lambda is equal to 0, which on expansion lambda square minus 1 is equal to 0. The lambda value is equal to plus or minus 1. So the energy of the molecular orbitals are, if lambda is equal to minus 1, we apply E is equal to alpha minus lambda I beta. If lambda is equal to minus 1, lambda is equal to minus 1, we get E is equal to alpha plus beta. This is bonding molecular orbital. In case if lambda is equal to 1, we get E is equal to alpha minus beta. This is antibonding molecular orbital. So the number of molecular orbitals that are generated using a linear combination of atomic orbital approximations are equal to number of combining atomic orbitals. So the equation, the bonding molecular orbital containing 2 by electron, having the energy is equal to E is equal to alpha plus beta. This 2 electron 2 into the total by energy of the electron system, total by energy of the ethylene system 2 into alpha plus beta. There is no any bi electron in the antibonding molecular orbital, but in case we put x is equal to lambda is equal to plus 1 value, we get E is equal to alpha minus beta. So that lambda is equal to -1, get the energy level alpha plus beta, that is bonding molecular orbital. If lambda is equal to +1, we get E is equal to alpha minus B, anti-bonding molecular orbital. Then the energy, first we calculate the energy of the bonding molecular orbital and the energy of the anti-bonding molecular orbital, and the total bi-electron energy of the ethylene system, that is 2 electron accumulated in the bonding molecular orbital. So the energy, corresponding energy of this bonding molecular orbital E is equal to alpha plus beta. So multiple with 2 bi-electron, so we get total bi-electron energy 2 alpha plus 2 beta, 2 alpha plus 2 beta. Then we calculate the wave function of the bonding molecular orbital and the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So again we use the secular equations. Again we use the secular equations for ethylene system, lambda 1 and 1 until lambda is equal to 0. The lambda C1 plus C2 is equal to 0. And the second form of secular equations is C1 lambda C2 is equal to 0. So we putting lambda is equal to -1. Lambda is equal to -1, C1 is equal to C2. If lambda is equal to +1, C1 is equal to -C2. So both C1 and C2 values are equal. When we putting the lambda values +1 or -1, we get the C1 and C2 values are equal. In case the lambda is equal to 1 for antibonding molecular orbital, the C1 value will be equal to negative value of the C2 in C2 for antibonding molecular orbital. So now we apply the normalization condition. Integration psi star psi d2 is equal to 1. So the psi value, that is molecular bonding orbital wave function, the first we write integration C1 psi 2 pz first carbon atom, C2 plus psi 2 bz in second carbon atom whole square d2 is equal to 1. So C1 square and C2 square value we take common values. So we write this psi 2 bz first carbon atom plus psi 2 bz second carbon atom whole square d2 is equal to 1. This value is equal to 1. So C square, both C1 is equal to C2. So we write C1 square plus C2 square equal to C2 square. So all the values are normalization condition is equal to 0. C square integration psi 2 bz square plus psi 2 bz square 2 plus 2p2 psi 2 bz in psi 2 bz 2 d2 is equal to 1. So C square is equal to 1. The C square is equal to 1. The C value is equal to plus or minus 1 by root 2. The sum of the square of the coefficient is always unity. So the C1 and C2 value put in this equation. For wave function of this bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. The wave function of the bonding molecular orbital is equal to psi bonding molecular orbital is equal to C1 value 1 by root 2 psi 2 bz first carbon atom plus C2 value 1 by root 2 into psi 2 bz in second carbon atom. For anti-bonding molecular orbital 1 by root 2 C1 value is 1 by root 2 psi 2 bz plus C2 value minus 1 by root 2 in psi 2 bz for second carbon atom. We write the wave function of this both bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are different in variation of sign. So that psi value for bonding molecular orbital 1 by root 2 psi 2 bz plus psi 2 bz2 in second carbon atom, and anti-bonding molecular orbital psi is equal to 1 by root 2 psi 2 bz minus psi 2 bz2 second carbon atom. The pictorial representation of the bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital both are 2 bz orbital of the carbon atom 1 and 2 are in same sign. These two carbon atom of pz orbital of the two carbon atom overlap to each other, we get this type of pictorial representation. In case these two pz orbital of the both carbon atom opposite, the overlapping between this carbon atom of 2 pz orbital, we get one node in anti-bonding molecular orbital level, right? So finally we write the conclusions of occult molecular orbital theory. Occult molecular orbital theory is an approximate method which simplifies the variation method to treat the planar conjugated hydrocarbons. This theory treats the pi electrons separately from sigma electrons. Properties of the conjugated molecule is primarily determined by pi electrons. Occult molecular calculations are carried out using variation method and a linear combination of atomic orbital by molecular orbital approximations. So then various applications will be explained in this class. First we calculate total energy, total bioelectric energy of the system, and localize the single bioelectron in the isolator ethylene molecule as 2 alpha, and we write the wave function for the bonding molecular orbital and wave function for the antibonding molecular orbital of psi is equal to 1 by root 2 psi 2bz plus 2bz second carbon atom, and psi for antibonding molecular orbital 1 by root 2 psi 2bz minus psi 2bz in second carbon atom. So right, so finally the pictorial representation identified both the lambda value for minus 1 for bonding molecular orbital and energy of this bonding molecular orbital in E is equal to alpha plus beta, and C1 value plus 1 by root 2 and C2 value 1 by root 2 and number of nodes in 0, and antibonding molecular orbital lambda is equal to plus 1. The energy of this antibonding molecular orbital alpha minus 1 and C1 value plus 1 by root 2 and C2 value minus 1 by root 2. The number of nodes in antibonding molecular orbital is 1 node, right? So thank you for your